What's up, guys? Brandon here. I'm going to do a Friday recap here on the Tesla trade we took this morning. So the initial call and play this morning was a pop to short, and let me see if I can pinpoint exactly why. So we had that consolidation range yesterday, just heavy resistance and just chopped, right? Just didn't do anything for the whole day after like 10:30. So I figured there'd be after the sell-off late day, that was obviously going to be a huge resistance point, and they were looking more bearish to the downside. I thought Tesla was going to have a lot more downside to it because the EMAs were crossing. It was it had a lot of range. It had depleting volume on the daily, but now if we look at it here, we're about even. So I'm still not convinced it's a full-on long play. But let's break down the morning play, what we had to work with. So we were looking at a pot to resistance, which we got right out of the gate, which was beautiful. Took a bunch of contracts here, not a bunch, 5, and let them ride about 4 points or so to the downside. Made about 50-some%. Didn't take the cover, unfortunately. I was waiting for more downside, and I seen this nice big VWAP rejection here, VWAP rejection here. I'm like, okay, this might continue downward, blah, blah, blah. And then we had this nice top here from the previous red candle that failed the VWAP at about what was that, 340 and a half, some change. Came back down. I had to get out here in this range for about a just under 30% winner instead of the 50-some%, just because it did make a huge buy up on a higher low, and this overlay trend line kind of saved the day here, right? So it had broken under the overlay trend line, came back up, found resistance, snapped under it again, but the confirmation of strength is right here when it got bought back up through it for the second time. Big old higher low and increase in buyer volume, right? So one of the indicators we always use here is the volume. If TOS would ever cooperate, there we go, is when the buyer volume starts kicking over to the buy side, right? So we had a good volume short here. The price action popped up. I wasn't too worried about it. Up here after the cover to this pop side right here, the VWAP recovery was what kind of was like, scared me out. So you had to take it off there, but you could see the increasing buyer volume, and as we're kind of pushing through the EMA, it just consolidated. So you had to get all out, right? It was too masking to the bull side, and as this kind of fake sell-off was its last ditch effort to kind of keep it to the short side here, got beat out by the candle at 8:59 on the buyer volume right here. So no matter what the pullback held, this green engulfing candle scared me out of the rest of any kind of short positions there. So Tesla ended up having a nice run after that, but we made our 4 points in the morning. I've seen a lot of people in chat take that trade. Super happy about that. So yeah, that's a small breakdown on the Tesla trade. It looks like it's been running quite some time. It ran right into our next daily resistance point here, about 347 and some change, and then ran up to test almost highs in this last range, right? Like this last consolidation range, not the big gap up and pullback, but you know, the top of this range. So still potentially downside to it. There's a lot of good news and a lot of good PR and a lot of good money flowing in and proof of money flowing in Tesla nowadays, but still in technical aspect there could be a downside still. So but it was a nice breakdown of the opening play here. Glad you guys caught that piece, and we'll catch you Monday morning.